Hi there, my name is Neil Tickton. I'm one of the creators of the Smart Spacer. If you have purchased one of our transport cases, you might want to know how to pack it or the best ways to go about doing it. This particular transport case is set up to hold 3 sets of our medium Smart Spacer, which means that there's 18 panels overall and 3 sets of hardware that go along with it. So we're going to take a look at how we would pack this in order to protect the plexiglass. Now, depending on your configuration, you're probably going to have an extra little piece of foam like this, or you might have an extra piece of foam like this. Just put it ahead off to the side. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a piece of the plexi sheets of foam and lay it in. Yours might be white, it might be green. It just depends on when you ordered it and which vendor we got it from. You take a piece of plexiglass. Generally, what I do is I will take the one with the corners and put it towards the bottom. The bottom is where the finger cutout is. And I will lay the piece of plexi in place. It might be a little bit of a snug fit. If so, just go ahead and push it out a little bit. It probably means that the case has been pushed in one form or another. Between each piece of the plexi, you're going to go ahead and put in another sheet. Don't worry if it's absolutely perfect or not, or even if it's a little bit short. It's mostly about being between the pieces of plexiglass as you're doing it. Now we're going to keep going here all the way through. One sheet of plexi, one sheet of foam. And what we find is really, really useful to be able to do is if you have the case right next to the table when you're disassembling your Smart Spacer, you can put the plexi right in, and this avoids any issues with the plexi touching other things and possibly getting knocked around or scratched at that point in time. So it's best to unpack and repack right next to where you're setting it up. Sheet, plexi. Somebody can hand you the sheets if you're trying to do it a little bit more quickly. Gloves keep fingerprints and stuff off. So that's 18 pieces of plexiglass for 3 systems of 6 panels each. What you'll notice is that there will be one extra sheet of foam per case because you're going to have a piece of foam to start, then plexi foam, plexi foam, plexi foam all the way up, and then you need one more piece that goes on top. That's important because the black foam, while very secure, is not as kind to the plexiglass as the white or the green foam, the foam that goes between the sheets. So that's how you would go about protecting it. So now let's go ahead and pack the hardware in. When your Smart Spacers came, they were in a roll of bubble wrap. In this case, we're going to have 3 Smart Spacers, 3 rods. The rods will perfectly fit in here. It'll be nice and snug, and that's okay. And once you have all 3 rods in the bottom there, you're going to start laying things on top. In this case, we're going to have our caps and bases. There's in this case there's 6 of them, and we're going to go ahead and lay in those little bags of hardware in there so that they have somewhere nice to go, get protected, don't get lost. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just lay in the panel holders, and usually I just put them feet down, line them all up, go across one row, and then I can start to lay them upside down like this. In this case, there's 18 of these panel holders that are in here. We might decide that there's a couple more that we want to put over here. And now we have the 18 panel holders, the 6 rods, the 6 caps and bases, the 3 rods along the bottom, the bags of hardware. And just to make sure that these guys all stay in place, we'll lay this piece of foam over the top. Don't worry about if it perfectly fits or not. We're going to lay the case onto the top. Easier done with 2 people. Get it on the ends, go like that. Bring the straps on up. Clip them into place. These are already measured out so they are right in the nice snug location. And there you go. This transport case now with all of this plexi inside of it is fairly heavy. It's about 130 pounds overall. You could ask your SmartSpacer rep for how much your case would weigh depending on what it is that you're storing in it. Might be a larger system, a smaller system, or whatever it may be. There are spring-loaded steel handles on this one on the side and one on the end, and there are nice skate wheels at the very end to make it really easy to do. I'm able to actually load this by myself into a car or into a minivan type of thing or onto a truck without a problem, and hopefully you'll enjoy this transport case as well. You can stack them on up. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.